So there's this story that I'm sure some of you guys have heard before, but it goes like this. So it's like, let's say you're holding a cup of coffee. And so you got a cup of coffee and somebody bumps into you and your coffee spills. And so somebody else is like, oh, why did you spill coffee? And you're like, well, that person bumped into me. And it's like, no, you spilled coffee because coffee was in your cup. Now, if something else was in your cup, you would have spilled whatever was in your cup, right? If somebody bumps into you, which life has a way of bumping into us, doesn't it? Whatever's inside is gonna come out. And so, when you think about this, like oftentimes women come to me because they think they wanna lose weight. But what I like to dig out of people is really their deeper motivation or their deeper reason. And oftentimes, especially for women, it's because we want to be our best for other people, whether it's your kids, your spouse, whether you're a business owner, we want to be at our best for others. And unfortunately, a lot of the times the way that we're doing that is by essentially lighting ourselves on fire to keep other people warm. Well, eventually what happens is we run out of things to light on fire, right? We're short, we're snappy, we have a quick temper, right? We oversleep, so we're snapping at the kids, right? Our husband's not helping the right way, and we're snapping at people, and it unfortunately for a lot of women, it leads into sort of a shame or a guilt spiral. And so it's like this idea of trying to give and give and give to others is literally stopping them from doing the one thing that they want to do, which is, I want to be a good wife, I want to be a good mother, I want to have sex with my husband, I want to have energy to enjoy my life. But because they're constantly burning themselves out by trying to do this for others, they're literally doing the exact opposite, right? They're making themselves more tired, they're making themselves more snappy, they're making themselves more exhausted, right? And the cycle sort of completely, like, it perpetuates. And then if you add in a woman who also wants to lose weight, then you add in the fact that she's already short, she's already snappy, she's already not sleeping enough, she's already burnt out. And then she'll do things like, I'm gonna go running, or I'm gonna eat 1,200 calories, or I'm gonna cut carbs, which all those things are gonna make you snappy and hangry all by yourself. Even if life is sunshine and roses, those things are gonna make you hangry and they're gonna make you snappy. And so you can see it ends up being like this perfect storm of, I'm burnt out, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, and all I wanna do is be a good person to the people that I love the most. And so it's this sort of paradox of the things we're doing to try to show love are the things that are literally draining us of the love that we have to give. And I see it time and time and time again. The only way that you can actually truly show love and take care of others in the way you want to is by actually doing it for yourself first. I hate the saying, but it's a saying for a reason. You can't pour from an empty cup. And so if you are a woman who has been lighting yourself on fire to keep everyone else warm, you're short, you're hangry, you're snappy, you don't want to have sex with your husband, you have no energy, you don't ever want to cook for your family, and these things drive you crazy, I'm going to invite you to try a different way, right? In the short term, it might require you to spend a little bit, like maybe saying no to people. It might require you to set some other boundaries, but what will happen when you start setting boundaries and taking care of yourself is suddenly you have more energy, you're more present, you're no longer snapping, right? All of these things will start to happen when you take care of yourself. And I have hundreds of examples. Last week I shared about somebody who worked with me. She joined to lose weight, and now she owns a nonprofit who does community service and like supports all these people in the community in Dunedin, all because she learned how to take care of herself. And so because she's taking care of herself, she's now able to take care of others in a pretty drastic fashion. So that's obviously like an extreme example, but if you think of it even on like your local scale, right? If you want to be a better mom, right, that requires you to engage in some self-care. So again, in the short term, it requires you to actually treat yourself like somebody you love, engage in some self-care. Self-care means something different for everybody. It's generally not manicures and massages. It might be for you one day or 1 week, but it's also the way you talk to yourself, the way you eat, how you act. There's so many things that go into self-care. And again, it's super individual. We're not going to get into that today, but I really wanted you guys to think about this, because if you're a woman who is short, you're snappy, you don't have energy, you're not present with your kids, you're always stressed about food, you don't want to have sex with your husband, right? And you are all of these things because you're burning yourself out in order to try to be what they need. And in the process, you're being the exact opposite of what they need. And so I want you to know that there is a better way. And the better way means making yourself a priority in your own life. And when you do, again, you're no longer pouring from an empty cup, you're serving others out of abundance. And that abundance is, it's like, it's an energy, it's vivacious, it's like, it's catching. And that is what you want. So I wanted to share that with you guys to give you something to think about. So if you want some support with this, if you want to talk about this, my inbox is always open. This is what we do for people inside of the Badass Blueprint. This is how we help women. It's not just about weight loss. It's about learning to love yourself and learning what self-care actually means. That's it, guys. Hope you have a great rest of your day.